Hey friends, this is Ryan Clark, the superhero of college planning, the author of two wonderful college planning books, the founder and CEO of Clark College Consulting and Clark College Funding. And today I wanted to talk to you about tips to reduce your stress for taking the standardized test. So let's talk about the standardized testing and how daunting it can be. But if you follow these few steps, this can help you reduce the stress. So tip number one, 3 times is probably enough. So I would say 3 to 4, maybe 4 times is probably the maximum amount of times that you need to take it. So plan on taking the SAT or ACT no more than, let's say, 3 to 4 times, and you should be done testing in the fall of your senior year. Tip number 2, try both the SAT and ACT. So I have about a third of my students who do better on the SAT, a third do better on the ACT, and a third that do basically the same on the SAT or ACT. And the only way to know this is to either take a diagnostic test that will tell you if you do better on the SAT or ACT, or take the SAT once, take the ACT once, and then you can determine which one you do better on or which one you prefer if it's pretty much the same. Okay, tip number 3, start to study immediately. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of students, when they take the SAT or ACT the first time, they go, you know what, Ryan, I'm just going to give it a try. I'm not even going to study. I'm just going to see what it's like. And I go, no, don't do that, because you only are going to take it 3 or 4 times. So don't waste a time, right? So you want to give your best effort every time that you take this test. So it's really important. If you're only planning on taking it 3 times, study for that first test. So you want to practice taking test-taking strategies, number 1. You want to practice taking time tests, and you also want to practice your weaknesses. And don't necessarily spend much time on your strengths, but spend a lot of time on your weaknesses. Okay, tip number 4, just pick one and stick to it, meaning that once you know which one you do better on, whether it's the SAT or ACT, or if it's pretty much the same, if your scores are pretty much the same on the SAT and ACT, then pick the one that you feel more comfortable taking. And whatever that is, stick to it. Don't go back and forth, take one SAT, ACT, SAT, ACT. It's just a waste of time. So you want to concentrate your effort onto one test. And you want to know the strategies for that one test. So just pick one, the SAT or the ACT, and take that multiple times, okay? Tip number 5, know which other standardized tests you have to take. Do you have to take the SAT subject-based test to be admitted into your school of choice? Well, some colleges will tell you if you submit an ACT, you do not have to take an SAT subject-based test. But some colleges do request or do prefer or do suggest you take an SAT subject-based test or multiple subject-based tests. So you want to do some investigating up front to understand which test you have to take. In addition to the SAT and the ACT, you might have to take a subject-based test or multiple subject-based tests. And if so, you want to plan accordingly, especially if you are a sophomore or junior. Knowing this in advance can really help you, because you can take these subject-based tests during the school year, during your sophomore or junior year, right after you've taken the subject matter, and it just makes things so much easier. All right, last tip. Treat the SAT for what it is, or ACT for what it is. It's just a small piece of the entire picture that the colleges are looking at. So most colleges are doing a holistic approach. So they're looking at your SAT and ACT, but they're also looking at your standardized test, your GPA. They're looking at your essays, your extracurricular activities. So this is called the holistic admissions process. They evaluate all parts of your application, including your test results. So if you're just not a great test taker, that is okay. But do your best, study for it. Don't use that as an excuse. Put the old college try into studying for it and do your best. Now, if you need some extra help, if you come to my blog, I'm going to put 4 other additional tools to help you. The first one is an SAT, ACT comparison guide. So if you've taken that and you want to compare the SAT to the SAT, see which one you did better on. The second one is a parent step-by-step guide to taking the standardized test for my parents out there. The third one is the what's called the Appel-Roth approach. Appel-Roth is a company that we use sometimes. They're a test-taking company. I thought you might want to take a look at them. And next is an approach, an effective studying approach for the SAT and ACT test prep. So when should you be testing? How should you be testing? So these are some links I'll put on my blog for you to take a look at. If you have some more questions about the SAT or ACT or anything, feel free to contact me, email me. I'll be glad to try to answer them. or we'll create another video information session about it. So keep those questions coming, and do me a favor, please share this with other students and parents who might be having a little trouble with the SAT or ACT. Need some tips? I would appreciate it, guys. Let's just spread the word. Let's make college an affordable reality for every student in the United States. We will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.